Привет, друзья! Это Molto Bene. С вами, как всегда, Ольга Багрянцева. И сегодня со мной оперный певец, профессор консерватории Моцартеуме в Зальцбурге, основатель и педагог международной студии канта Марио Диаз. Good evening, Mario. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very happy to see you.
I'm very happy to see you and a pleasure on my side.
Thank you. First of all, I wanted to ask you, are you happy to be in Moscow again? Because obviously you haven't been here for more than a year, right?
Yes, I think 1 year and 8 months, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy because music is in some way, or arts is in some way, in continuated communication with empathy. So when we have this distance, and of course we could manage many things with online, but it's not the same. So I'm very, very appreciative that we are here again together in Canta Moscow with a soul from Canta Salzburg.
And by the way, how do you feel about teaching online? I mean, do singers manage to maintain the same high level when they have online classes?
Well, online is not so bad. The digital possibilities is not so bad, but I could say that to learn a profession is absolutely not recommendable to do all the studying in online. Sometimes to get some inspiration or some question to clear, or 1 week or 2 weeks like that, is not bad. There you appreciate much more the live connections, and you see how important and rich is the being human together, especially in singing, what the digital sound never could transport.
Yes, and also I think it's energy exchange, right? Because I have just visited your master-class and I had an opportunity to watch how you just exchange energy with your students, with the singers. So,
well, I work a lot with, of course, technique and interpretation, but energy for me is very important because in this opera world, we have a very global, different countries, different culture. So I think it's not enough to understand literary what you sing, like a translation. This is one part of you, but you should understand the energy from this prosa, from this music. So for me, it's very important sometimes that first they discovering the energy, what the situation say, and then more and more go in the deeply with the text.
Yeah, and for this, of course, live teaching is, of course, more preferable.
It's
right?
basically, it's just fantastic, yes.
By the way, you just have completed a series of master classes today and yesterday. So how did it go? And what can you say about the level of the singers?
Well, master classes is every time surprising because it's you never know. Of course, if you do a pre-selection, you know about. But I don't like to make pre-selections for master classes. I would like to give all the singers the same possibility to present. Some is very avanzed, some is absolute in the beginning. Every time, all my time that I come so many years to Moscow, except this 20 months, we say like that, I discovering how beautiful human have this country, this nation, Russian, how beautiful voices and how beautiful people. So I'm very happy every time to support this and to help with this. I think my many students like singing in very important theaters in Europe or studying in very important universities is the bevice enough for my job and my love to Russia.
Yeah. And are you going to come to Russia more regularly from now on?
Yes, for now is I think when something don't change because we don't know every time. But I hope I come back to my old temple. Yes. Something I learned that maybe when I have very much to do, so maybe this opportunity, one opportunity I do online because it's possible, but one, not all the year. This is impossible.
So, do you think that actually not only canta but opera world in general somehow adjusting to these circumstances, somehow getting through overcoming these circumstances?
Well, the opera, sight, or almost from the time from Monteverdi until now, it's not the first pandemic like go through. It's not the first World Krieg like go through. It's not the first conflict that go through. Opera surviving every time.
So,
because we are before we discovered America, we have already opera, you know. So and we still exist and expanding because in Asia,
yeah.
is about 38, 42 new opera houses built in the last 25 years.
So it will survive this pandemic.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm very, very, very optimistic, and I think this music, opera, the Italian opera, the German opera, the Russian opera, and then the new compositions, I think is something that go together with our five senses. We have human only five senses. That's all. Yes, so much don't change from Romeo and Julieta. It's the same feeling they have the young people until today. So just the story is another time. Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, I think that classical music can help people survive also, this pandemic. I mean, go through all these circumstances.
Well, you see sorry that I interrupt you. You see exactly the visit every time after lockdowns. The people is desperately to go to live music. It's not only opera, also jazz, also pop music, also experimental music, but in the classic music, what I'm more home, is incredible because, you know, you sit home, you listen the different companies like give you music only online, how to pay nothing, entre parenthèses. That is, not, of course, have some limitations.
Yeah.
And then when you go again to this temple, this church from the arts, the theater.
These emotions,
It's incredible. It's just fantastic. And I think we need this, and we come every time to need it. It's not important how technological avançated we are. We need this touching. We need
this touching of actor, player, singer, and audience, right?
Yeah, should smell life. This is different.
Yeah,
yes.
in Russia it's the same right now. I think people are desperate to go to concerts, and when somebody comes here, opera or ballet, people just go and desperate to sing, not to sing, but to listen. To listen. And by the way, speaking about Motzarteum, how is studying going there right now? Because of course coronavirus restrictions are severe in Austria too. So
well, I think we have
or online.
Well, I think we have a very lucky situation with Motzarteum and Motzarteum's leading. I could say, I could speak about Motzarteum because I don't know other university. Of course, we have a general line from the ministerium. But we fight so much that we have for, I don't know what's the name in English, solo Concertfach. Solistic teaching, where you are one singer, one professor, and one piano. With all the regulation, PCR or antigen or vaccination or already have the illness, to be present. So we was actually 80%, about 80% present. Only in very, very few cases, moment, we was going 14 days in online. Of course, big groups, teaching was restrictive and was not possible to do. But I teaching solo Concertfach for soloist. So I should say we have a very, very lucky situation in Motzarteum, and I'm very thanks that our leading was looking this very good because, you know, students come, we say somebody come for master, this is only 2 years.
Yes.
I mean, in 2 years, if you go 80% to online, I mean, this is for poor student, don't get this fundamentation deeply studying with the character, with the situation, with the voice.
The voice,
I'm very happy that we could manage in this way.
Yeah, so the students didn't lose their time, yes?
Well, it was difficult because in some parts for other instruments, or I don't know, no, I think every instrument, like a solo, was in this situation. But, for example, to exercise was closed. So everybody should exercise alone home. But you have neighbors, and neighbors don't like it if a singer, oh my God, what is this? You know, this was difficult, very difficult. And many singers, young singers, like I think also here in Russia, and like in every university, lost the classical jobs. You know, singing in the choir, work in the cafe, etc., etc. So no money. So we was organized a fund for students.
Motzarteum.
Motzarteum, yes, with the student organization, and we gave them, everybody, a monthly help when somebody needed from 400 euros per person.
That's great. And what advice could you give to, for example, young students, not only students, but young singers? How could they survive through this time? What should they do?
Well, I think the most difficult is, it's not only now. When you start to studying, you don't should think that you are already Caruso and then Maria Callas. You should be open to go and cleaning or make the hotel bed or work in cafe, you know, and studying. If you are not afraid about that, so you're surviving, economical, but also you're studying. Yeah. So you should don't be afraid about job.
I think it's not only about singing; it's about life. I think
it's life, of course, and you only win experience. Because when I was studying, I was working in the old house where the old people is. And help them to go to the toilet and eat, and every weekend, because they pay better, Saturday, Sunday, and in the week I wasn't. And then, of course, suddenly I get more and more concerts and important concerts, then I don't need it anymore. But in the beginning, I was work with old people and do it things like it's very beautiful.
So now you think that it's experience, yes? And
it's very important.
It made you a better person, actually, I think.
Yes, I meet for first time the dad, for example. I was in the room with the old babushka, and I see how was her last suspiro.
Last breath.
Last breath. And I understood that this is also something beautiful. It's not only negative or something like, oh my God, no. It's the life. It's nature,
yeah.
It's life. Nature, yes. So you learn a lot. You learn a lot. I think it's wonderful. So this is the first one. Second is, of course, to be disciplined. If you have a budget, really look. I do it for me 7 days, and I make the little money like that, and I concentrate me in first at all in the singing and the music, and of course in the job what I need to survive, and I manage my little money to survive in this time, even if I have a good possibility to be helped from my parents. They was have the good situation, but I think it was the time to be independent, and I think it's very important to use this chance to don't be depending all the time. Yes, just maybe a little bit. Of course, sometimes it's okay, Mama, Papa, give me something because now
because I don't have money to eat.
Yes. Of course, this type of things.
I think that's wonderful advice for young people. So Mario, during your master-class, as far as I said, I have visited your master-class I was in the audience. So you have said a very interesting phrase: a voice is a passport, or something like this. A voice is like a passport. Could you please speak about this in detail, because it's so interesting?
Well, the voice, you know, in the Bible saying the eyes is a mirror for your soul.
Yeah.
Well, I think we people like sing a lot or teaching a lot, we could say the voice is the mirror of your soul. The voice shows many happiness, many sadness, many complexes. So it's for me something like show your personality from the deeply. It's like a mirror, like what you go through exactly today or in this time. Yes, any intersentimental reaction or emotional reaction, any sit in the subgola position, and then the opening from the solar plexus. You know, emotion, fretness, self-belief. So we have this area here that tell us a lot about your situation. When the voice many times is homogene, the colors is very logical. Yes, homogeneity.
Okay.
Yes, when it's homogene, then you have behind this voice also equilibrated human being. Yes, somebody like is exactly in the yin and yang. Yes, equilibrated, balanced. Yes. When you have some pressure in gola, it could be some emotion like you pressed down in many years. Not only technical, sometimes intramuscular psychological problems.
Psychological. Yes. So, for example, some emotions, sadness.
Yes. Or when you are hysterical happy. You have seen these people like, it's actually stress. And then, or vibrato, short vibrato. Not every time is technical problem. It's sometimes also that you should calm somebody or you should open somebody emotional. And when you touch this point with the voice, not like a psycholog, because I'm not psycholog, but sometimes they come and crying out, and this is good for the soul to go away this very heavy feeling inside. And then poco a poco is much more like breathing the soul, breathing the communication, the autostima is higher, and the empathy is open, not only from you to somebody, also from somebody to you. You know, and this is what I say about the voice is like a passport.
So
you see everything.
Really, as a psychologist, you can tell a lot about a person when he or she sings. Yeah.
Yeah, psychology. I'm not psychology.
No, I mean as a psychologist.
Yeah. But something is there. I think this is a soon normal human communication, feeling about how you can help or why this person has this insecurity or unhappiness or hysteric, many things. And for me, therefore, it's every time important and very interesting masterclasses because you meet old friends, but you meet people like you never have here. Yes, and this is for me every time like a interesting enigma to know what is in the end, what come out, and this is beautiful.
That's great. And do you think this psychological moment is important while you teach? I mean, does psychology really play a big role in teaching?
Well, if I let the word psychology and
Not
I go,
psychology.
yes, yeah. I know what you mean, and I go to intercommunication. Yes.
Yeah, how much is important?
It's very important because why we do this? To sing in the toilet only under the douche? No,
of course not.
Of course not. I think we do this to communicate, to say something, to tell some story, and I think it's very important how you yourself open. If you are open, you open other heart. But another side, the emotion is something very dangerous for a singer. Because if a singer too emotional is, then this get involvated and strangulate the gola. Yes? It's involvated. And what is our job? Our job is that we sing, of course, technically very good. Interpretation, this symbiosis is very important. and our emotion go through like a catalyst, but through, not stop here, through to the publicum. And the public should cry, not me, or laughing.
So you should control your emotions, right?
I don't know if it's control or just go through.
Go through.
But with the control of the technique and with the understanding from the text, because you can do two things. Be emotional only, then you don't have control over your technique. Or you have only technique, then you don't have fraseggio emozionale. You don't have something to tell because you are only a technique human. Yes? So if you control lovely your function and let go through, of course, this is the most difficult. Yes? Then it's fantastic artist, incredible artist. Yes? Because I'm publicum, I'm here, I'm not nervous that the voice come to go kaput, but I understand what she or he would like to tell me and touch me. Yes? By the way, next time when I come is end of February, so everybody's welcome to my master-class. Canta Moscow in Facebook, you can see also. So this is very important because I think it's the time to the human being communication is a renaissance from this time. Because the pandemic. It's like, again,
to start communicating again, offline, yeah?
Yes.
Offline.
Not online, offline.
Offline, yeah.
Because online, we know that now, and we miss this directly. And I think it's a renaissance. Yes.
That's beautiful. By the way, not only pandemic, but also all this social media, we are so used to communicate online that these offline, master classes and concerts and all these things become even more precious nowadays.
Yes, we understand how important is more and more. Yes, I think this is the things that we, not only opera, but I think I see this also in the oratorium world. Religious music, Bach, Handel, Mozart, of course, or a good Verdi Requiem. The people have a feeling like we like to be with the body in this celebration, very private, emotional celebration. It's just beautiful to see. It's very nice. It's different. I have this experience yet the last time. People is very open in another way. And this is beautiful. So bravo for the people. Really fantastic.
Yeah. Mario, obviously all the students are different, all the young singers are different, and with somebody it is easy to find contact, and somebody is more difficult. So what do you do when it is difficult to find a contact with?
When it's difficult to find the contact, I try to don't thinking that it's difficult. Because if I recognize or I see, of course, everybody sees as a difficult person. I try to ignorate this thinking. And I try to behave normal. So this singer don't have the feeling and the pushing from my side, let me communicate with you. No. I try to do my things normal and from on side alone get this a little bit this, okay, maybe he's not so dominant or something like that. And I get very much success with this. This is one. The second, I think the most important in the intellectual and intelligent human, for me, is not only knowledge. The most important is the humor. Humor is the highest level from communication, but also to be flexibility.
To be flexible. Yeah.
Flexible, yes. So for me, humor is 50 or 60% for teaching.
So you try make people
Yes,
laugh?
to laughing or to. I tell you something. For me, the biggest two philosophers for me is Charlie Chaplin and Sir Ustinov. This is really, really interesting people for me. Yes, even if I have respect for Nietzsche and this and the many, many very intelligent people, philosopher, but for me, these two humans give to me a lot.
Inspiration.
Inspiration, yes. So this is for me very important, the human. Humor, laughing, breathing, let me be in life, I let you be in life. So it's something very important for me.
It breaks the ice, yeah?
And more than the ice, because in the humor is a therapy for the complexes. In the humor, you can say really through, out to hurt somebody. You can say a critic in the light form.
Not to hurt feelings.
Yes. So, but if I say then of course more distance, more insecurity, actually not good for two together to work. And the third is to recognize or to see what is my limitation. If I have a feeling, I can't help you, I'm not the right person for you. So say also bye-bye. Don't be afraid to say bye-bye. Thank you very much, I can help you. I'm not the right person for you. And this is difficult because every teacher, we think, every teacher that we are the best. And of course they should thinking like that. Because if you don't believe in this,
think like this, how can they help? Yeah,
absolutely. So, but in somewhere the second controlling should be like, no, I can't help you, and I should see my limitation, and maybe you go to another colleague. Yeah,
I see. My next question is: to study singing, a person should feel secure, right? It's very important. Because you were speaking about insecurity, so it's very important to find the secure atmosphere during the class.
Yes and no. Well, the thing is like that. A singer, I think when a good singer or the good studying, I speak about the cantor or university or conservatory or academy. From one side, we have a good professor and a good singer, in the case from the singers. Somebody make admission to realize the dream from his life or her life, of course, should have some energy inside. And the good teacher should recognize this. First, is a possessor of voice. I don't mean a big voice or little voice, a possessor of voice. It's not a question that only a big voice or possessor of voice. Possessor of music intelligence or emotional intelligence and physical and psychological about a good basic. This is already the first lesson. Because in many teachers, they will like to realize sometimes we will like to find somebody like it's mission impossible. And the question is, for who?
Is it
and
impossible?
Why? Yeah, why we know that maybe you would like to make a little bit better singer to beweise yourself that you are a good professor. But you don't make really somebody like could be a singer in the future and pay the life with this profession. So, and this is very dangerous when a teacher start to only help people like it's mission impossible. Yes.
It's a psychological moment. It's
yes, absolutely. You should find somebody like in this competition, because it's a voice is competition in the business, from theaters and all that. Should be one is better and another more beautiful and another, and my God, this is very, very special today. You should know exactly who are your student, which possibilities have, realistic possibilities, yes? And then, of course, you should open also a little bit separate place for people like love to sing. But you should say you love to sing.
Yeah.
This is different, yes?
Yes.
So this is very important. I think it's very important to work. Now, somebody have maybe a good voice, musically, emotional intelligence, fantastic, and maybe a little bit insecure. He or she don't need to be perfect. Who is perfect? With the time, you see, come to be all these three factor homogeneous. Yes, of course, not a critical case. Yes, like it's too much problems. You know? But this is a selection, and this is very difficult, and also very difficult to say to somebody, you know what? I think, and maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. You are not an opera singer, and you are not a singer. But please consult one or two or three other opinions. But this is my honest opinion, and I would like to stay in frame with you. But I don't want to lie what I think about your voice. And this is very difficult to say. Yes, because maybe you take down some dream. But if you say in this way that maybe I'm wrong...
Probably a person will go to another teacher.
I think you should be honest, like a teacher. You should be very honest to say this.
Yeah, so many things about teaching opera, it's so complicated.
Yes, very complicated, yes. Yes, because, well, if yourself was in the gladiator arena, like a theater, and make it very difficult roles, not only Zarlina and all these little things, but very difficult roles where you really sweat and know how difficult it is and how they wait, and if your health is today not good, or your private problems is not good, or you should jumping in 4 days and should know this role. When you know all the things, and you sing from the beginning to the end of the opera, then you know what you speak about.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, about Gladiators Arena, of course, all our subscribers are interested in your own career. Could you please tell me when did you first realize that you would become a musician? I mean, was it in your childhood?
Yes. Well, this is interesting because my father come from another. My grandfather was dirigent, yes, conductor, very good, a lot of instruments and other things. My father was in the politique and the diplomatic.
In Chile?
In Chile and in all the world, yes. And somewhere I should keep my races like a Chilean Latino, with the half family from Italy, half Espanol, like this. But I should keep my races. So for me, to keep my language and my races was the guitar. So I studied guitar, and then I get a diploma like a guitarist. I get a very good guitarist, and this was my first profession.
Oh, so your first degree was guitar?
Yes, my first concert was with 9-year-old. Concert with 9-year-old. And then many years I do it and was studying in Budapest, very good, also in Francis Conservatorium, like that. And then I have some problem with the hand. And then after this guitar, I started with the singing.
Only, and how old were you that time?
I was old. I was about, first with private lessons, 21, 22. And then I was in the Royal College Stockholm, and there was my first experience with Russian culture, because my teacher was Nicolai Geddy. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I loved and admired this man in all his human being.
And did you meet him in the university, right?
When I did my examination after the opera studio, mm-hmm. In the Royal Academy and Royal College
in Budapest,
in Stockholm,
in Stockholm. Mm-hmm.
Was a very famous mezzo-soprano, Kerstin Meyer, or Kerstin Meyer, mm-hmm. and she was so kindly to support me to the admission in this college or university, whatever today they call these things, and her opinion was that I should study with Nicolai Geddy. So I was studying with him in many years, and then for me was a great inspiration.
And could you please tell me a little about his classes? How was it?
I mean, his classes was very good prepared. He's starting with the very nice exercises, not to warm up the voice. He don't do it warm up the voice. He make exercises, technically exercises, and then passaggio question for me, for tenor, very important, support. He was working very, very systematic and very clear with what he want. For example, if I should studying 2 arias and 1 romance, mm-hmm. from 1 week to another, no question, no 1 month no. From one lesson from 1 week to the next, I should know this per heart. Uh-huh. No, it was like, yes.
So he was strict.
Yes, he was strict, but with a lot of humor. I remember when I told him one time, because we was in party with my friends, and I come to the lesson, I think we was looking the first part from the Winterreise from Schubert, and I'm so naive and a little bit stupid. I said to him, maestro, I'm a little bit confused. I don't remember very well this part because I have a so big headache.
So today I have a headache.
So today I have a headache. So I'm a little bit unconcentrated. I don't remember. No, I don't was studying this part.
So you didn't
was the truth.
So I tried. It wasn't true. So you tried to make a little lie.
Yes, to lie. Typical young singer after the party from the day before. Uh-huh. And I never forget. He told me, Mario, there hurt. All of most, they're hurt all of most, where you are most debil.
So your head hurt most
because you are debil there. So he know it, and of course, and this is with humor, So,
yeah, but somebody could be insulted.
But it's like, don't try to lie me. Uh-huh. I know what you do. Yes, uh-huh. And then after this, I never anymore said. But this is what I mean. I don't feel me insulted, but I feel me put it in the right place. Mm-hmm. But I don't was angry or something like that. I was thanks to him that he told me so nicely and so. And then he go to another tema, Uh-huh. And this I love by him. This generosity. This incredible fast thinking, very quick, about the text, about the pronunciation, articulation, declamation, legato, semantic. Not only, this is, of course, this is the minimum, this is the minimum. But the color from the phrase, the temperature from the phrase, the intention, what is tempo and what is pulse, how we're thinking, what is active text, real text, and dramatical text.
Dramatical text is something behind the real text.
We say, I want to buy shoes. The dramatical text is, I can't wait, I need a new shoes. Yes? And the active text is, go buy. So these three things, what we have. Now, Nicolai Geddy, the combination for this great human and a great regisseur, in my first contract fixed in theater was not with opera, was in the Dramatical Royal Theatre for acting.
So you acted as a dramatical actor?
Yes, where I should sing and acting. Both, so prosa and singing.
It was like musical?
No,
or
this was a book from the Master-classes for Maria Callas. In any case, in this time in the theater was a fantastic mentor for me also, and in one moment a good friend, I think, because he helped me in a difficult situation, Mr. Ingvar Bergman. Very big Swedish regisseur. And I learned a lot also about acting and all the things. So this combination for me was very important in the beginning. My work, career, I don't like to use career.
Why?
Because career is just like, it's too cheap for me. When somebody, it's just, I think, in my work, in my profession, in my growing up. But career is something like buy the book How to Be Star.
Yeah, there are so many books like this right now.
I don't like this. I think we are all we serve something in somebody. In our case,
all people?
We singers, or
singers.
We serve the componist, the compose.
The composer.
Yeah. So if I say career, it's like composer will come and work by me. It's not like that. It's not like that because, and I hope never come to be for me like that. So, but with this great human, great man, Nicolai Geddy, start my discovering to the Russian culture. Where from he come? Who was his teacher? Then I come back to the time from 1900 until 1920, 1895, in the time from Mazzini e Barra, the big pedagogue singers for the full voice singing in the end from the era bel canto and the begin the era and the end of the era bel canto, late romantic, begin verismo. The inspiration, what it from inspired was Enrico Caruso for the full voice, because in the beginning he had the operation because he was singing only head singing. And therefore he had 1 or 2 operations, and after he was singing with the full voice. So all this was the export, like come to St. Petersburg, yes? And in St. Petersburg, the Tsar in this time imported the best bel canto, the beautiful school, and there was Mazzini Barra. And I find when I come to Russia, the letters from Barra, about already in this time, La Gola Russa. Yeah. And I start to discovering all this world and then start to come in Salzburg for me, Russian singers. And they say to me, why you don't come to us? It's cheaper for us all because then don't need to pay the flying, the hotel, the this and this. I say, why not? I come because I would like to see all the way from my old teacher to know how it was. And in this way, I come to Moscow, heard so many singers, Russian singers, young singers in singing theaters and be in universities and like that.
And what was the first time when you came to Russia, by the way, to teach?
To teach, like Canta, I think this was... I don't want to say something wrong, but I'm 2013, 12, something like that.
Almost 10 years, no, 8 years.
Yes, something like that, yes. I don't remember exactly because I do it master-classes in the beginning. And here was the first time in this room here in Archipova.
So we're very close to the...
Yes, was Stil's president or chef, was Pievkov.
Pivko, yeah.
Yeah, it was Kollege Pievkov.
Famous Russian singer.
Yes, yes. Husband or ex-husband from Archipova. And then, of course, I have some contact with Peter Tchaikovsky Conservatorium and with Mr. Skornichenko, very lovely connections. And well, I think I know this little family singers also. Elena Zaremba and Zelenskaya and many other beautiful colleagues, Oleg Kulko and all the things. Yes, I think I feel very, very good in Russia and in the art world. Yes, and also in Europe, of course. In the well, we are in Europe, but in the Austrian, German, Italian, Spanish, French world. Also, I have many things to do there.
And by the way, you are multilingual, and this helps you to communicate with people all over the world.
Yes, I am lucky to speak 7 languages, and this is
7 languages. It's
yes,
amazing.
yes.
What languages do you speak? 7.
Well, I speak, of course, English, German, Italiano, Spanish, Swedish, Hungarian, and I'm studying, of course, Latin and Old Greek.
Oh, that's great. And do you think, is it important for a singer to know languages?
It's the most important.
One of the most important moments, yeah?
One of the most important, because if you don't understand what you sing about, then you don't know what don't help nothing technically also, because the technique is also some position from vowels, and vowels and consonant build some word, and the word builds some emotion, some situation. Like Maria Callas said, the vowel is the representation from the spirit of the soul, and the consonant is like keep together both and give a meaning. In the case from intellectual, emotional experience.
Yeah.
So the word is very important. It's to know, understand is very important.
And by the way, to understand your professor, a student also have to possess language skills to understand the professor, because it's international world. Yeah. So of course we can use interpreters. Yeah.
But it's not the same.
It doesn't work.
Well, in Canta, in general, if I put together Canta Salzburg, Canta Moscow, we have 50-50. Then we have 50% international students and 50% Russian students. If I say Moцартеуме, we have ingoing 60% international, 60% international. And so sometimes I should speak Hungarian, sometimes you should speak English, sometimes Italiano, Spanish, whatever, Swedish also sometimes.
And translation doesn't work, yeah? This interpreter work. If we have interpreter, it doesn't work.
No,
really.
because
it's technique and it's so
yes. Well, if this interpreter is somebody like knows the terminology, but because it's not only language, it's also technical language. Appoggio, giro, soffocando la voce, a vocal, lingua, stretching. So it's a lot of technical words also. So for a poor interpreter or tolmach, should be very difficult to tolmach this.
Yeah.
Should be very, very difficult.
So interpreter has to understand a lot
the musically
about...
and the singing terminology. Yeah, it's incredible, yes. But I think, again, when you have a good demonstration and articulation and energy, it's possible to this empathy to wake up, to make interesting and to understand what you mean. I mean, we work with the body, not only with the intellect. We have a lot of
to work with the whole body,
yes, the coordinations question, and then the words, of course, is very important.
And by the way, going a little bit back, Mario, what was your first opera part? Your own
My
first?
absolutely first role was Monostatos in Zauberflöte, a magic flute. What I do it in a little theater, Baroque theater in Stockholm, was a beautiful, good role to start. Yes, and then many other roles, of course.
Yeah, and what was the first big part?
I have to it only big, so
okay, and
I could say which one. It's easier for me to say which was the little party. Fledermaus Alfred, of course.
Yeah. But it's beautiful, actually.
Don Ottavio one time, Libertai, and Tamino also. For me, it's little because if I say to you Maurizio e Adriana Lecouvreur, Cavaradossi, Radames, Otello, Trovatore, Hoffman, they are very big roles.
Yeah, exactly.
Jose, you know. So this was for me the little roles. Yes.
And which one is your favorite? Do you have favorite?
No, I don't have favorites because
all are favorite.
But I mean, this is the dream for the tenor. I mean, of course, now I was singing in Sicilia, in Palermo. I was singing Tosca, Cavaradossi.
Yeah.
After a long time, actually, it was a fantastic feeling. But I must say, if I say Cavaradossi is the most beautiful role for me, I lie, because I feel also very good with Andrea Chenier, with Pagliazzo. I mean, La Bohème, how many times I sang Rodolfo, is one of the most beautiful also. So I should say I have lucky to have singing so many beautiful parties.
And do you like singing Russian music?
I love Russian music. It's fantastic music. It's a music with mysterium. Have some question every time, some feeling from you never come out from this, something like that. Yes, because in the Italian music touch you enormously, but you start the story and finish that story. Yeah. In Russian music, it's like you want to know how actually finish. Yeah. I mean, so many questions after Onegin or Yolanka, staying so many questions open. Yes.
In music, yeah.
In the music and the story,
in the story.
And also Pushkin is let you thinking a lot. What could happen if this happen? If the situation, if the sister not takes so serious this, and so it's a lot of possibilities. And this, I think, this is a little bit touch from the Asiatic culture also. This Euro-Asiatic culture about the thinking method, this rondo. Something, yes, not just practical. That start something, climax, crise, solution.
Yeah, it's more European,
yes,
yeah, tradition.
It's very European. But if you look the China or Japanese stories, it's like a day. The sunshine come, then come the Dämmerung, and then the evening. And then finish with the sunshine. So you don't know where start and where finish. Of course, you know, musicalisch, pam, pam, okay, you know.
Yeah.
But your thinking, your intellectual, poetical questions going all the time. And this I find very, very interesting.
About Russian music.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I say one thing, very easy. Vocaliza Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
No one word.
Masterpiece. Yes.
Masterpiece, but you
feel all these emotions.
It's like you would like to hear more, and you would like to go. Yes, and this is beautiful. This is also beautiful. Yes. Toscanini says something about now another question. Mr. Toscanini, what about Wagner and what about Puccini? And he said. Wagner impressed me. Wow, monumental.
Yeah.
but Puccini touched me. Yes?
Exactly, it's what I feel about
Yes.
Wagner and Puccini.
Yes,
Wagner
yes.
is
Impressed
impressive,
me, incredible,
but Puccini touches your soul,
Touch my soul.
and also Tchaikovsky.
Honestly, but because you can every time say touch me in the form, intellectual form, to be and confirm that you are not ignorant, you know? This is sometimes, and Wagner is fantastic. It's lovely. Yeah. But Puccini touched me. Like a normal human. Out studying, out things. I take all the way and I'm normal going buy bread in the morning. Puccini touched me immediately. Yes? And Wagner impressed me. And we need both.
Yeah. And Mario, you are a singer, of course, an impressive singer, and also you are a teacher. And do you think that any good singer can become a teacher, or it's two different professions?
No, it's not necessary that a famous good singer become a good teacher. It's not necessary, and many times it's not like that. Many singers, very famous singers, they have a great talent, but they never understood what they do.
Okay, they just do because
God come and give it a little bit a pulver, you know, and they, and bravo, we need this. We need this. And everybody, we look them up and fantastic, yes? But if they understood this, to then project to some other human with less experience, this is another question. It's another question.
Yeah. So it seems like it's two different professions. Not only two different professions, but yes, two different.
Well, singing is all the time teaching, because a good singer or a singer who not only going in the modus talent, discuss with himself, herself, try to discover, try to solution problems. So teach all the time himself. Yes. So
teach,
the teaching, the process from teaching, the didactic in the good singers is every time there. Yes. But if you have very much talent and only talent and solo talent,
you can't become a professor. Yeah.
And then you come in the age that change something anatomical, and then you don't know what is the solution because you never understood the technique. You understood only that I sing, it's going good, everything is okay. Tell me how work your passaggio. I don't have idea, but I do it. Yeah. So why not? We need this also. Yes.
I see.
It's like that.
So, Mario, we are coming to an end. Could you please announce one more time when is your masterclass, so our audience can at least, you know...
And from this half of February, in these 2 weeks, I come to be here. It's going to be in Canta Moscow, Canta Salzburg Facebook site. We come to announce also in different journals. And I think I'm very happy to meet people from every part. They have need to be consulting with me. I'm very happy to do this with my team. And canta mean singing. And singing mean to be free, to be open, to trust to dream. Yes.
And to find yourself, to find something new in yourself.
Absolutely. And we hope that this pandemic, the biggest problem with the pandemic is not the pandemic. Because, okay, the pandemic is enough problem. But the pandemic do a second pandemic, and it's called be afraid. Be afraid.
Be afraid.
Be afraid.
Be afraid, yeah.
We all are afraid a little bit. And this pandemic is bigger. Of course, corona is a big problem. But to be afraid is bigger problem.
And singing can help us being less afraid.
Singing, let us something. Yes? Sole mio. O mio solo. Whatever you want. So like that. So I'm positive. I'm very happy to meet the people here, singers, young singers, old singers, whatever, teachers, all are very welcome. I work more and more together with the International Culture Institute Russia, or the most representation in Austria and in Europe also. So I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
And also during these New Year days, could you wish something to our audience, to the singers, to the musicians? I think that the majority of our audience is now musicians, but anyway, to
we have
anyone.
the 2020 and the 21. I think we have not so easy years behind us, and I think the human being, not a matter here in Moscow or Russia or Austria, we are people like, independently from political part of view, have something very beautiful. Contra all these corona things, we anyway try to be optimistic. And I think this optimistic energy we will like to duplicate or triplicate in the next year, 22.
Optimism, yeah?
Optimism, yes, positive. Yeah? Because something nobody can take from us is to be optimistic, humor, love, enjoy it.
And singing.
And singing. Nobody. So I wish you people here in Russia, and like in every part, be nice like you are. Don't make something wrong to another person, because there start the really political correct. If you are correct and have respect for another people and help, then we come in the really right way, and we come out from every problem, because the human being is a survivor. We are survivor, so this is not a problem. I think we come to be, what we don't should last is the belief and the love and the humor and laughing and enjoy the life. This is very, very important. And what else? That the culture, the art, especially singing, you don't need for singing, you can sing under the shower, you can sing in the street, you don't need the orchestra. You can go in the forest and sing with your babushka, whatever. It's not a tema. And nobody cares that everybody is not Caruso and not Maria Callas. Just sing and take out all your problems and be free and be healthy and love this life, because it's the only one what we have.
Thank you so much. It was very inspiring. And
my dear Olga, I thank you for this invitation. I'm very happy to meet you again. And your job is very important for us in the culture, but also for us human, to communicate and know about other humans, to be interesting. You do a very good job, and bravo for this.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet you and to have this inspiring conversation.
Thank you.
Друзья, это блог Molto Bene, и сегодня с нами был оперный певец, профессор консерватории Моцартеуме в Зальцбурге, а также основатель и педагог международной вокальной студии Канта Марио Диаз. Мы скоро с вами увидимся и будем говорить о разных музыкальных жанрах. Будет интересно.